Hello, this is Professor Urbis White. Today we'll talk about point-slope form of a line. We'll manipulate the equations and we will graph them. Okay, the first thing, the general formula, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. How does that work? The point it goes through is x1, y1. Let's pick a point. That's x1, y1. And its slope is m. Let's pick any slope. And this slope is m to 1. Here's my equation. It has to go in front of parentheses. And this is the general form. Let's do an example. Y minus, let's say, 2 equals 2x minus 1. What you need to do is, first, you need to line them up. Y minus y1, m, x minus x1. M is 2, and x1, y1 is simply, x1 is 1, and y1 is 2. Okay, let's draw it. 1, 2. 1, 2. Here it is. And it has a slope of 2. Guess what? 1, 2 over 1. And it happens to be the same line. So, do you see it? I just drew the line and it just happens to be this equation. Okay, let's do another one. Y minus 1 equals 2 times x minus 2. Line up the formula. Y minus y1, m, x minus x1. Write down what m is. Write down what x1, y1 is. x1 is 2, y1 is 1. 2, 1. Make sure you put the tick marks. And then you draw the slope of 2. Since it has nothing in the denominator, put a 1. Start with the point. 1, 2 over 1. Put an imaginary point and draw. So for the point slope method, you need to put the point first and don't move your pen, and then draw the slope from that point with rise over run. Okay, let's line up the formula. Y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. This one is a little tricky because this one has a positive, this one has a negative. I will do a little trick. Watch. Instead of positive, I'm going to put negative, negative. I do that only for the parentheses part. X, negative, negative. That way, do you see it? This and this lines up. That way, this and this line up. And I'll explain it another way as well. So my m is negative 2, and my x1, y1 is simply negative 2, negative 1. In this particular formula, if you are confused, think of it this way. If there's a positive next to x, the x-coordinate of that point I'm looking at is negative. If it is negative, it's positive. Okay? So, since this is positive and this is positive, it's going to be negative 2 and negative 1. Alright? So, let's start with negative 2 and negative 1. 1, 2. Negative 2 is to the left and negative 1 is to the down. So, this is the point. What is the slope of negative 2? Negative 2, always put a 1 underneath. Negative means you go down from that point. 1, 2 over 1. Put an imaginary point. Get your ruler. Draw. All right. Let's do some more. Okay, let's talk about line through -1, -2 with slope of 5. In this case, they're giving you information. They want you to draw it, and they want you to do all these things. Okay, let's write the formula. x1, y1, and here's m. I always line them up. I write down the general formula. All right, now I plug it in. Y minus, what is y1? -2. I also have the habit of putting parentheses around the negative numbers. That also helps. And then slope of 5, x minus, what's that? -1. So if I put all this together, it's going to be y plus 3 equals 5, x plus 1. Okay? This is the equation in the point slope form. Let's draw it. I start with -1, -2. Here's 1, 2. Here's -1, -2. All right, -1, -2, so that I'm going to go left, and then I'm going to go down. Here's my -1, -2. Slope of 5. Slope of 5 means 5 over 1. That means I go up and I go right. Up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right 1. Here we go. Put your imaginary point. Don't forget where you put it. Oops. And then draw. It's a line through -1, -2 with the slope of 5. And here's its equation. Another one. Sometimes they may say, okay, well, here's your point slope form. Go back to the slope intercept form. Okay. All right. So what you need to do, here's my point slope form. Here's my slope intercept form. What does that do? Watch. This one has it like that. I'm supposed to put y1 on both sides. And look what happens. Y equals mx minus x1 plus y1. Then I'm supposed to FOIL it. And guess what? This part is going to be this part. And this part is going to be my b. That's pretty easy. Well, let's do it for this exercise. Y plus 5 equals 2x minus 3. Subtract 5. Y equals 2x minus 3 minus 5. Now FOIL it in. And you'll get 2x minus 11. Okay? I'm going to check this. I'm going to draw this first. This one tells me it goes through 3, -5. Remember, 3 is positive and -5 because of that positive negative. 3, -5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It goes through right here. And it has a slope of 2. Go up to 1, 2 over 1. And this is actually my line. Let's check it with the slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form says it has a y-intercept of -11. I'm off the chart, but does it look like -11? Let's try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Bingo. So actually, this was right. You can always have a reality check, and it has a slope of 2. So this is how you go back to slope-intercept form once you have it in the point-slope form. Okay, now, what happens when I have it in the standard form and I want to go back to slope-intercept form? Standard form is like that. X and Y on one side, and then you have a number on the other. And if I want to go to this form, what am I going to do? I need to move this over. Then you're going to have by equals c minus ax. and then you isolate y. And that will give you y equals negative a over bx plus c over b. So let's do that with the this example. I have negative y, negative 2x equals negative 3. And I want to isolate y, so that means I'm going to add 2x. I have negative y equals 2x minus 3. And I have a negative. How do I get rid of that negative? I can multiply both sides by negative 1. So I'll get negative 2x plus 3. I went back to slope-intercept form. Once I have it in slope-intercept form, I can draw it. What is its intercept? Its intercept is simply 3. Here it is. This is my 1, this is my 1. And its slope is simply negative 2, which is negative 2 over 1. You start with the intercept, go down to 1, 2 over 1. Here we go, and we draw. And you put your little arrows. So when I have an equation in the standard form, it is a lot better to put it in slope-intercept form, so you can draw it a lot easier.